Okay, here's an example. We want to find the tangent of angle x. So let's take a look at my diagram right here. The hypotenuse is 6. Now remember, the hypotenuse is always the longest side of a right triangle. It's always opposite the right angle. And we have one leg is 3, okay? And the angle we're dealing with here is x. We want to find the tangent of x. We know that the tangent is always the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. Now, let's take a look at what information we have, okay? The hypotenuse is 6, so that's not going to be part of the tangent because it uses the opposite side and the adjacent side. Now, if you look at angle x, the side opposite angle x is unknown, okay? So what we can do is we can give it a letter. We're going to make it a variable. Let's use the letter C, okay? So the tangent of angle x is the opposite over the adjacent. The adjacent is 3, okay? So the tangent is going to be the opposite side, which is C, and the adjacent side, which is 3. And that's the tangent. But there's one problem. We have C there, and we can find out what C is using the Pythagorean theorem. So let's go back to the diagram here. The Pythagorean theorem tells us that the sum of the squares of the legs, c squared plus 3 squared, is equal to the hypotenuse squared, which is 6 squared. Okay? So let's go ahead and square 3 and square 6. That's c squared plus 9 is 36. Now I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. And these cross out, the 9's cross out, which is what we wanted because we want c squared to now be alone on the left side of the equation. And 36 minus 9, well, that's 27. So I'm going to write that out. 36, take away 9. Okay, 6 minus 9, that can't be done. So you borrow from the 3, that's a 2, and you get 16. Okay, so you have c squared equals 27, and then we're going to take the square root of both sides. And the square root and the square cancel each other out, so that just gives us c. And then on the right side, we have the square root of 27. Now, we can't use 27 in our answer because we really should simplify it. Now, the way you simplify a radical is you look for perfect squares. Okay, so what perfect squares are in 27? Well, I know that 27 is 9, which is a perfect square, times 3, right? Well, that's going to help us simplify it. So we have the square root of 9 times the square root of 3. Square root of 9 is 3, so we get 3 square root of 3. So we know what c is. C is equal to 3 times the square root of 3. We're going to put this here. Over 3. And there we go. But we're not done because we have a 3 in the numerator and a 3 in the denominator. And because everything is being multiplied together, it's safe to cancel them out. 3 over 3 is 1. So we can just say the square root of 3. And that's it.